Okay, so we have a whole selection of colors to choose from. We've got these metallic pearlescent powders. There's plenty to choose from, lots of colors, your own personal choice. We've got some liquid pigments available as well. Now for epoxies, most of the stuff is going to be put out in the sun and sunlight and that. So we recommend using these UV stable epoxies, and this is called UVO. It's UV stable, and there's a whole bunch of colors to choose from. These colors are not UV stable, and also when they go into epoxies, they tend to, if they put out in the sun, they tend to lose their color over a very short period of time. So use these with caution, and certainly don't put these colors out in the sun. They're all very, very strong, so quantities are, you don't need a lot. Today I'll demonstrate, say, with a nice blue UVO in this little container of 280 grams. This stuff is extremely strong. So I don't need more than a drop. And always remember, start off low before you, don't go and put a whole bunch in and then think, oh goodness, now it's too much, I can't get it out. So start off with very, very small quantities. In this case, I'm going to take my sucker stick, put just a little bit on the sucker stick, almost nothing. Now obviously this is going to give a very transparent blue appearance. It's not going to be a solid blue. And I'm going to stir this into the mix. You can see how little I used, and this has got a very nice pale blue transparent look. Obviously, as I'm doing this, I'm reintroducing a lot of bubbles, so I will have to degas this product before pouring it. So the tiniest amount on there has made this a very nice pale, almost see-through blue. I can add a little bit more if I want more, but you cannot, once it's in, you can't take it out. So it's always a good idea to start with tiny amounts and build up from there until you get to the color that you want it to be. So we can add a little bit more. Obviously this will deepen the color, as you can see, and it just gets progressively bluer and bluer and bluer. I'm going to be using a couple of sticks here because I don't want to put the epoxy near this, otherwise I might end up with that stuck closed. So a little bit more this time, probably double the amount of my first two additions, and just keep adding until you get to the color you want. Now also remember, when you're mixing colors into large volumes, if you're doing a deep pour or you're working with a large volume, maybe 5 or so kilograms, 10 kilograms of this, you're going to have quite a lot of depth, and it's going to look a lot deeper or a lot bluer than when you pour it onto your job. So if your job is only going to be 30 or 40 millimeters thick, but you've got a bucket that's maybe 150 millimeters deep, it's going to look a lot bluer than what the final product will do. So it's always a good idea to have another container handy and pour some of this out up to the depth that you're going to be using on your job. And that'll give you a pretty good indication of the color that you're going to get. Either a white bucket like a cup like this, or a clear bucket that you can pour some of this into to just check your color consistency. If you want this to be deep blue, obviously you can then put a whole drop in. Always turn the thing completely upside down and just give it a gentle squeeze, and one drop will go into your container, and you can mix that in, and you can see how much deeper this blue becomes with just one drop. So always start with a little and build up. Don't ever over pigment or put in too much and then you're sorry because you can't get it out.